Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to Max Power Cardboard Collectibles. Hope this video finds you well, happy, hope you are living your best life, and I hope you are excited because we've got an absolute monster of a video to get through today. Today, we are going to be talking about absolutely everything Supremacy 2024. Look, I assume if you're watching this video, you also watched Select's announcement video on Saturday night. Look, unfortunately, I was stuck at work, so that's why I didn't end up doing a live stream for that video, which was probably kind of good in the end because it was like 45 minutes long. It was an absolute big one, but look, I watched it as soon as I got home, and boy oh boy, wowee, we are in for an absolute banging Supremacy 2024. So what we're going to do today, we're going to have a look at all the inserts. We're going to get the checklist up. We're going to have a look through that. I'm going to give my thoughts on all the different inserts and the different additions and new things to come in Supremacy 2024. And we're going to go through all the key information you're going to need to buy a box of this absolutely stacked product. Look, but before we get stuck into that, you all know the drill. Links to the socials downstairs in the description. Make sure you get around us on Instagram and X. And if you're feeling like it, make sure you go have a look at the eBay store as well. We got plenty of good stuff on there. Singles, sealed product, the whole shebang. It's all there. Look, I'm also going to leave a link to the Select Supremacy 2024 checklist downstairs in the description as well, just in case you want to play along at home. Now, we've got a lot to get through today. So without further ado, let's get it. Alright guys, so look, before we pull up the checklist and start having a look at actual cards, this is everything you guys are going to need to know if you do want to get involved in this release. Keep in mind as we go through this stuff, that this is the most supreme of supreme football card products. Top of the wazza type stuff. It doesn't get any better than this, okay? So look, boxes are going to go on sale exclusively through the Select website on Sunday, September 15th at 5 p.m. Perth time. There will be restrictions. It'll be one box per person, per account, per household. You know the drill by that by now. SCC is currently already open, but the SCC purchase window closes on Wednesday, September 11th at 3 p.m. Perth time. SCC members can buy 2 boxes per person, as well as then participating in the general sale on Sunday, the 15th of September. All right, one box of Select AFL Supremacy 2024 is going to run you $895 dues plus shipping. This is not a release for the faint of heart or the just casual card collector. This is the top of the wazza premium product from Select. It is the creme de la creme of footy card products. This is like immaculate in the NBA world. That is what Supremacy is for the AFL world. So with all of that out of the way, let's get stuck into the checklist. All right, ladies and gentlemen, so we've got our checklist up here. Let's start going through and having a look at this. This is going to tell us everything we need to know. And as you can see, this is just a little introduction here. Select is proud and honored to release Supremacy 2024. Originally released in 2019 and again in 2021, Supremacy has set the benchmark as the ultimate AFL collector card product. Can't argue with that. This release has taken almost 2 years to produce and features past and present players that have autographed over 10,000 cards for this collection. That's a bigger number than I thought it would be, to be honest. 10,000 cards. Crazy. The release sees the return of some Supremacy classics plus some new, highly collectible cards that are sure to be the envy of any collector. Anyways, blah, blah, blah. We look forward to bringing you more innovative and exciting releases in the coming years. Thank you, Grant Copley, Chairman and founder of Select Football Cards Australia. Thank you, Grant. Oh, this is going to be a belter. Now, this dude has put in a lot of work. So apparently, from what I've heard, Grant has actually been the one to take these cards all over the country to get signed. It's not like they get the players into their office to sign the cards. And to make sure it all gets done right, he goes and supervises all the signings and all these things. So yeah, like, pretty good job. Big commitment, and yeah, you gotta love that. All right, so this is gonna give us all the info around our box structure. Obviously, one packet of 12 cards per box, so very similar to Supremacy in 2019 and 2021. The only difference being is that there seems to be an extra 2 cards per pack. So already we're up on value from 2021 Supremacy. 5 big hits. So you know you're probably looking at what, 7 base cards, and we'll get to the base cards in just a moment, but 7 base cards, 5 big hits, including a minimum of 2 SIGs per pack. A minimum of 2 SIGs per pack. That is pretty crazy. So look, all signatures in Select are on card signatures, no sticker sigs. All memorabilia cards are made from game worn jerseys. So that's the patches. So all the jerseys that they use for the patches have been worn by players in actual games of AFL footy. Every card in Supremacy is individually numbered. Players featured are past and present superstars. So that is what you're going to get in your boxes. So we're going to scroll down from there. I mean, look, just actually before we move on from there, I think it's a one thing to really point out here is that 2 SIGs guaranteed per box is huge. In 2021, it was only 1. I didn't participate in 2019. I still wasn't really full-time back into collecting when Supremacy came out then. But yeah, that's huge. So, you know, like if we look back historically at what Supremacy signatures tend to go for, depending on the card or the player, it's anywhere from sort of $250 to about $700. So, you know, if you do well with your 2 SIGs, bam, you've already made back the $895 that you spent on the box itself. So, like I said earlier, this is a stacked release. I think the per box value is going to be very good. And I think, like I said, with 2 guaranteed SIGs, I mean, you know, you hit a couple of good ones, bam, you've already made some money on your box. So, fantastic stuff there. All right, that's enough of the boring stuff. Let's have a look at some of these cards. This is great. I'm so excited for us. This is fantastic. All right, first of all, we have the base. Now, this is pretty standard Supremacy base. The only difference is that last time in Supremacy in 2021 we had the silver base, the gold base. I think the silvers were numbered to 135, the golds were numbered to 90, and then we had the reds numbered to 45. This is just the one standard base card numbered to 95 this time. That's pretty big in itself. Sorry. Oh, damn. All right. That is pretty big in itself. Very professional outfit I'm running here. So, yeah. Anyway, that's the base. They're all golds. They're numbered to 95. They look nice. They look nice. Moving on for the next thing now, and we have got these. These are the new blue portrait base cards. These are numbered to 65 each, which is pretty low for a base card, let's be honest. But look, I'm going to be honest with this one. I'm not huge on these. I don't love these. Now, you're not going to hear me say that very often in this video because this whole release is absolutely fire, but these ones to me are a bit meh. I don't know. I don't think we need a portrait card as a Supremacy base. Whatever. Maybe they'll look a bit better in hand. I don't really love the shade of blue that they've used. So anyway, that's just my opinion. I don't think they're the best cards that we've got in this set. That is for sure. All right, so moving on from the blue portraits, and we have got the new black pearl base cards. These are numbered to 35, so you know the same numbering as a gold brilliant silver stars. These look sexy as fuck, and this one, not just because this one's got Jesus returned himself to football Harley Reid on it. When I watched the select video for this one, the sheen and the sort of like almost like rainbow hollow sort of setting that backdrop that these have just looked absolutely sublime. These look fantastic. One thing I'm sure you've noticed just by looking at this one in particular is that it does have the RC rookie card 2024 stamp on it, which I guess makes this Harley's first real rookie card. Given that it is only numbered to 35, good luck getting one of these unless you pull it yourself or you're willing to part with probably I don't know, around $1,000. Just the Harley hype. I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see what happens with these ones. I'm absolutely loving these though. These look spectacular. Look, I don't think I'm going to be able to get all of them. If I can snag myself a Harley, I'll be pretty bloody happy. You know, these are, like I said, numbered to 35. I'm loving them. I'm assuming that these will be about 1 per box or 1.25 per box. So essentially you get 5 of these in every 4 boxes type of thing. These look absolutely stunning. I'm super excited to get a look at these ones in hand. And I'm really interested to see, like, I love the fact that they've included the rookie card stamp on these base cards as well. Absolutely fantastic. All right, so that does us for our 3 tiers of base. We're going to move on next now to we've got franchise future and franchise future signature cards are back. And I got to say, I don't love the red. I don't love the red. In my opinion, I think the 2019 ones are still the nicest looking franchise future and franchise future SIG cards. That's just my opinion. Don't get me wrong, these are great. Absolutely nothing wrong with them. And maybe it's just because they've gone with the Adelaide and the GWS, two teams that have a lot of red, yellow, and orange in their jerseys. But I just think there's a little bit too much of this like rust, red dirt, orangey red color on there. Just for me, that's just a personal thing. I'm sure other people are loving it. But yeah, look, if you've done Supremacy before, I'm sure you are familiar with how these cards work. Both ones of these are numbered to 70. And like I said, they've both been in past series of Supremacy. So I'm sure you're familiar with these. Now, what you might not be familiar with is these next ones. To go with our franchise future and franchise future SIGs, we now have future greats and future great SIGs. These look really great as well. These are just absolutely fantastic. What a really lovely addition this is to Supremacy 2024. Numbered to 70 and 50 respectively. I love that the franchise great signatures are a shorter print run than the franchise futures. Just makes them a little bit more exclusive, which, you know, a great of a club against, a rookie of a club. I don't know. It makes sense to me. Yeah, big tick from Select on this new edition. These look absolutely fantastic. If I had one gripe with these cards, it was just that the smoky background of that sort of black and white background on the franchise greats. I wish they'd included that on the SIGs as well. I think that just would have put another layer of detail on the signature cards, which would have looked a lot better. I think these SIGs kind of look like Supremacy DPSs. Maybe that's something that Select are looking at doing in future releases of Supremacy Rookie down the line. Who knows? But look, these look great, and I think they will be a welcome addition to any collection. And obviously, Jono Brown, keep your signature inside the area, mate. Come on. I mean, I know you're not exactly a rocket scientist, but, let's keep your coloring inside the lines. Thanks, champ. Now, look, these are great, though. These are great. Absolutely love it. But wait, hold on. There's something else for these. Oh, franchise greats dual signatures. Insane. Another Supremacy edition this year. We've got a dual signature franchise greats. These are also numbered to 50. Absolutely incredible. 18 cards, one per team. These just look unreal. Well, what we're going to do, actually, we're just going to pause here. We're going to go down and look at the player representation for some of these amazing cards. All right, so we've just skipped on down to the checklist, and we're just going to have a look at some of the names on these franchise greats dual signature cards. Now, keep in mind, these are some current and some past players as well. Current greats, past greats, fantastic stuff. So, for Adelaide, we've got Jordan Dawson and Mark Rasciuto. Huge. Brisbane, we've got Lockie Neal and Jono Brown. Not too bad. Carlton, hold your hats, Carlton fans. Patrick Cripps and Anthony Koutafidis, that is a massive card. Listen to this one, Collingwood fans. Scott Pendlebury, Nathan Buckley. For the Bombers, we've got Zach Merritt and James Hird. For Freo, we've got Andy Brayshaw and David Mundy. Then, how's this, Cats fans? Patrick Dangerfield, Joel Selwood. Huge. For the Giants, we've got Toby Green and Callan Ward. For the Gold Coast Suns, we've got Ben King and Gary Ablett Jr. Massive. Here's another big dog for you. Sick Dog and Dermot Brereton for Hawthorn. We got Christian Petrarca and Max Gawn for Melbourne. I suppose it's probably a good thing that Christian Petrarca's staying at Melbourne now. For North, we've got Nick Larkey and Glenn Archer. That's an absolute belter of a card. For Port, we've got Travis Boak and Gavin Wanganeen, if you don't mind. For Richmond, Trent Koch and Matty Richardson. Doesn't get much bigger than that. Jack Still and Robert Harvey for the Saints. Luke Parker and Paul Kelly for the Swans. That's another banger. Dom Sheed and Ben fucking Cousins for West Coast. And then we got Bont and Bob Murphy for the Dogs. Some absolutely huge duos there. These are going to be highly sought after, as most cards in this set are going to be. But what a great addition to Supremacy 2024. Absolutely fantastic stuff there. All right, let's skip back up and have a look at what else we've got. There's a lot to get through. All right, so moving on from our franchise greats dual SIGs. I mean, I'm excited already. I don't know about you guys, but this is absolutely crazy. Moving on, we've got the Superstar patches. These are back. Look, obviously, as we said before, all these patches are from game-worn jerseys from today's Superstars. This set features 2 players this time from each of the 18 teams. So there's 36 cards, and they are numbered to 70. So it's good to see patches back, but if you thought that was exciting, have a look at this. The triple Superstar patch selects first triple patch card release, features game-worn jerseys from each of the 3 Superstar players featured on the card. These are numbered to 50 and there is 1 from each team. These look absolutely incredible. I'm so excited about these. These look great. Like, I could not love these more. I am really looking forward to getting one of my hands on the West Coast version of this. And just like we did with the Jules, with the club greats Jules, the franchise greats dual signatures, sorry, let's just skip down and have a quick look at the player representation for these as well, because there are some absolute bangers in here. Alright, so looking at some of these triple patch cards, there are some huge lineups on these. So these are numbered to 50. There's 1 for each team, as we said earlier. Now, just listen to some of these names. So Adelaide, not bad. Jordan Dawson, Rory Sloane, Riley Thilthorpe. Yep, not too bad. How's this? Let's skip down to Carlton. Paddy Cripps, Sam Doherty, Sam Walsh. Are they not the 3 most loved current players at Carlton? That is a great trio. Well done for selecting those players. Moving down to Collingwood now, it just gets bigger. Nick Dacos, Jamie Elliott, and Scott Pendlebury. For the Essendon Bombers, we have got Heppel, Merritt and Parrish. Brayshaw, Fife, and Walters for Freo fans is absolutely huge. We got Jeremy Cameron, Tom Hawkins, and Dangerfield for the Cats. Just think about that for a second. That's crazy. All right, what else we got? We got Cogs, Callum Ward, and Lockie Whitfield. Can't argue with that. We got Ben King, Touk Miller, and Matty Rao. That is a great lineup for the Gold Coast Suns. All right, what else we got? We got Bruce, Day, and Sick Dog. We got Oliver Petrakavani, LDU, Larky, and Sheasel is ginormous. That's crazy. Boke Butters Rosé for Port. I mean, I don't think you could love that too much more than that. Bolton Prestia Taranto for the Tigers. Owen Sinclair and Steele. I know the Saints fans are pretty happy with that. Heaney, Parker, and Papley. Great for the Swans there. Allen, Darling, and Sheed. I'll be honest, as a West Coast fan, that's a bit meh for me, but I think the card's going to look fantastic, and I still want one anyway. And hey, the bonus about the player representation not being 100% what it could be, in my opinion, is I don't think they'll be as expensive as some of the other big cards. And then for the doggies, last but not least, we got Bont, Bailey Smith, and Jack McRae. Not too bad either. I think anything with a Bont patch is going to fetch a pretty high price. Alright, so that is everything to know about another new addition to this series with the triple Superstar patch cards. So excited. These just look so bloody good. Cannot wait to get my hands on one of these. Alright, so look, also, as you would have noticed on the checklist there, the Superstar patch signature booklets are back. We're going to have a look at those a little bit later. We're just going to keep scrolling down for now, and we're going to move into another new addition from Select in this series. I'm just going to I've just zoomed in a little bit more so we can get a better look at some of this stuff. So I'm just going to get my noggin out of the way a little bit. There we go. That's better. A little bit of on-the-fly editing. Again, very professional outfit we're running here at Max Power Cardboard Collectables. Anyways, this new insert is very much in line with the Goal Kicking Greats and Goal Kicking Great SIGs. We have Career Games and Career Games SIGs. Look, obviously, Career Games, honoring those that have played the most games in AFL or VFL history. There are 100 of these, and they are numbered to 55, so the top 100 game played list from the AFL. And then we've got career game signatures. Those that have played the most games are celebrated on this spectacular signature card. 26 cards numbered to 50. These look fantastic. So you're not going to get a signature for every career games card. There's not a correlating SIG. So just to get that out of the way so people don't get confused. They look great. They look very much like the Goal Kicking Great SIGs. I like the more sort of, bannery type font they've gone with here. A little bit more gold on the card. Looks a bit more special. A little bit more fancy. A little bit nicer. You know what I mean? So, yeah, look, these are going to be good. feels like, you know, they're fine, they're great, you know, it's not something I'm going to be chasing super hard. Look, obviously they've actually released, there's going to be more boxes of this Supremacy than there was the previous two. I think there's something like 4,800 boxes maybe, and I think in the last Supremacy there was like 4,400, so an extra 400 bucks. Don't quote me on the exact numbers, but it's something like that. So look, they've obviously had to add a little bit more to create more product, but still not to, like, you know, pad it out with more base or things like that. So look, some of these cards are absolutely huge. Some of the names on some of these cards are absolutely huge. I'll let you go through these ones in the checklist in your time. We are going to keep moving on to the next run of inserts. And if you've been doing Supremacy before, you will be very familiar with these. Premiership Glory SIGs are back. Goal kicking greats are back. We've got them on the next page here. We're going to talk about those in a moment. But for now, yeah, look, these guys are back. They're numbered to 40, both of these cards for the Premiership Glory and Premiership Glory SIGs. Look, these have always been one of my favorite ones of all the Supremacy inserts that they've done. They always look super nice in hand. I've managed to get myself the John Worsfold and Guy McKenna from last year's Supremacy, and they just look, not last year's, you know what I mean, the last edition of Supremacy, and they just look stunning. Love these. And then we've also just adding some stuff. Essentially, these are kind of almost just like a top-up to the goal kicking greats from Supremacy 2021. So 2 more players have been added for the goal kicking greats. We've got Jack Riewoldt and Lance Buddy Franklin. So they are going to have goal kicking greats and goal kicking greats signature cards. Now, I'm not exactly sure how this works and what's been going on with these ones, because these are players who have kicked over 500 goals, but there are players that have kicked over 500 goals that still don't have these cards. Josh Kennedy from West Coast, Jack Darling from West Coast, Mark Craft from West Coast are there, just to name a few. But I think they're just trying to balance this up. So essentially, like, the reason why there's 18 different signature cards and 2 of the normal cards essentially means that I think they wanted to give Jack Riewoldt and Buddy Franklin ones in the last Supremacy set, but I don't know, for some reason that they couldn't get the card signed and they didn't end up going to market. There's also a bunch of signatures that for the cards that were goal kicking greats in Supremacy 2021 that didn't have signatures. So I think it's just more of a balancing of the ledger for the 2021 goal kicking greats. They've added a couple and they've got SIGs for the ones they didn't have SIGs for before. Now, please let me know in the comments if that is wrong and you have better information than I do, but I believe that is what the case is with these cards. Either way, they look great. Buddy signed some cards this release. We're going to get to some others that he signed pretty soon, but yeah, I mean, that just looks spectacular. We all know that, you know, Buddy hasn't signed cards in a very long time, so these are extra special. All right, so moving on from these now, and we have got club captains. Now, these are pretty much a direct replacement for the club champions inserts from Supremacy 2019 and 2021. These are numbered to 70, all the big name captains of your club. Look, I was never a huge fan of the club champions cards. Again, it was just a bit too much red, a little bit too much maroon for me. But from a design point of view, I think these look like a big upgrade. Nice and gold, you know, they look tight, they look tidy and nice. Not sure I'm going to chase these ones hard personally myself, but you know, they'll be good to they're going to be good to see in hand anyway. And then we're going to move over to what you can see on the right hand side there, the longest serving captain signature. What a fantastic set. So, longest serving captain signature, celebrating the longest serving captains in the AFL with these must have signatures. Now, there are 9 cards in the set. Each one is numbered to 50, and as the description says, these feature the longest serving AFL captains in AFL history. Amazing. I mean, like I said, maybe I didn't say it, but essentially, like, the thing with Supremacy is these aren't just footy cards. This is sporting memorabilia. And, you know, the way they tie into significant events and significant stats and things like that is what makes Supremacy supreme. Essentially, that's it. These are absolutely fantastic. Look, no West Coast cards in this set, unfortunately for me personally, but these are the kinds of cards that are going to be hard for people to get because you know, I think these are important not just to team collectors, but to footy fans in general. And I think Supremacy, a lot like the Brownlow Medalist series that we saw recently from Select, these are going to attract a lot of people who are not normally in footy cards because of the, you know, just the exclusive nature of this sort of sporting memorabilia. So look, very cool, very cool. We're going to move on from these, and, you know, we're going to move into some big dog territory now. We really are. We're moving into big dog territory now, and we're moving on to the latest new addition to the Select set in Evolution. Let's just square this up a bit nicer. Oh, there we go. There we go. Look, these look great. Like I said, we are getting into genuine big dog territory now. So we have the Evolution and the Evolution signatures here. Those who have played and coached the most games in AFL, VFL. So the Evolution, there are 30 cards. They are numbered to 55. And then we have the Evolution signature cards. A signature card series that celebrates those that have played and coached the most games in AFL, VFL. Now, these are obviously ginormous. 17 cards in the SIG variety, also numbered to 50. Absolutely fantastic. These SIGs are some of my favorite in the release. They look absolutely unreal. Some of the huge names in these cards we're going to have a look at a sec. But first, let's also just have a look at the next one. We've got the Premiership Player Coach Signature. Good golly. Now I'm gonna parcel these in with the Evolutions. We're gonna go down and have a look at the player and coach representation on these very shortly, but my God, I love the idea of this. So recognizing those few individuals that have stood on the podium in September as both a player and later as a coach, some notable AFL greats are represented. There are 16 cards. They are numbered to 50. Again, you think, you know, and if this video ended now, you'd be like, yeah, stacked release, but you just bloody wait. All right, so look, these look absolutely incredible. There's something about the romance for me of a player, of someone winning a premiership as a player and a coach. It just hits for me. I don't know, especially if they've done it for the same club. We can see Bomber Thompson here on this one. 5 flags he was involved in as a player and coach. That is absolutely insane. But look, let's skip down to the bottom of the checklist and have a look at just some of the people that they've got on the Evolutions and these player coach signatures. All right, so let's have a look at just some of the absolutely huge names we have got in these Evolution signatures and the Premiership player coach signatures. So Evolution signatures, the people who have coached and played the most games in AFL, VFL. Just starting off with a small few ones up the top. Kevin Sheedy, Mick Moldhouse, Lee Matthews, David Parkin. Like, that is huge. All right, then we got Rodney Eade, Paul Roos, another massive one. Robert Walls, Johnny Worsfold, Terry Wallace, Nathan Buckley, Gary Ayres, Dennis Pagan, Mark Thompson, Mark Williams, Leon Cameron, which is a bit of a funny one, and John Northey, who I must admit I have no idea who that is. Moving on to the Premiership player and coach signatures. Now, to me, these are probably the biggest non-booklet hits in the set for me personally. This is what means the most to me. I think, like I said, the romance of, you know, winning a premiership as both a player and coach to me is a phenomenal achievement. But let's listen to some of these names, all right? We got David Parkin, we got Kevin Sheedy, we got Robin Walls, Lee Matthews, Malcolm Blight, Mick Moldhouse. We got Woosher in there again. Bomber Thompson we saw on the preview card there. Chris Scott, Dimmer Hardwick. We got Simo there. You know, that's fantastic for West Coast fans. Simon Goodwin, John Nichols, Alex Jezelenko, John Langmeyer, and Craig McRae. Some absolutely huge names there. I will be chasing the John Worsfold editions of these cards super hard. I'll be happy with the Simo as well. I grew up with Woosher. He was like my footy idol growing up, so it's really great to see some big Woosher cards in there. I'm pretty excited about those ones, but my word, some absolutely huge pieces of football card memorabilia in this set. These signatures are crazy. Like I said, if you pull a Premiership player coach SIG and then a Premiership Glory SIG, you've probably, I don't know, I'd say those two cards would probably end up selling for about $1,000 to $1,200. Bam, you've made your money on your box and then some. Yeah, like I said, stacked release, so absolutely crazy. Some huge names there. All right, let's jump back up. We have still got some absolutely mammoth cards to get through. All right, guys, so we've touched on the Premiership Coach Captain Sigs. These are crazy. Like I said, I could not love these anymore. Anyways, we're going to keep scrolling down because we are still in big dog territory. And as you can see, the Premiership Brownlow double signatures are back. This series pays tribute to the very few players who have achieved the Premiership and Brownlow double. There are 6 cards in the 2024 set for these, and they are numbered to only 25. These are one of the few inserts that have made an appearance in every Supremacy set so far. The Premiership Download double sigs are back. Anyone who's done Supremacy before knows about these inserts and how sought after these cards are. Look, I'm still chasing a Cousins and a Judd from the earlier releases. I'm honestly resigned to the fact that I'll probably never get my hands on one because I don't have $2,000 to $5,000 to spend on cards at the moment, especially one singular. Look, there are some huge names out of the 6 cards we got here. So we've got Simon Black, Gavin Wanganeen, Gary Ablett Jr. in Geelong colours, obviously. That is an absolute belter of a card. You can see Sammy Mitchell there for the Hawks. Trent Cotchin, that is an absolute belter of a signature card, numbered to 25. And we've got Ian Stewart rounding out the 6. There are some absolutely huge names in there. These cards look spectacular. There's not really much more you can say. These cards are absolutely fan-bloody-tastic. Look, you'll be very lucky if you pull one of these. Like I said, they are numbered to only 25. So, yeah, I mean, if you get your hands on one of these, you have done very, very, very well. Okay, now, before we move on, let's just take a moment to compose ourselves, because if that was the big dog territory, then we are about to hit the Clydesdale horse territory, because these next few cards are some of probably the biggest footy cards to ever been released, bar none, no exceptions. These are going to be crazy. So in 3, 2, 1, let's scroll down and have a look at this absolute belter. Lance Franklin 1000 Goal Kickers signature booklet. Ladies and gentlemen. All right, so the Lance Franklin 1000 Goal Kickers signature booklet commemorating one of the greatest feats in the game that has only been achieved by 5 other occasions and is unlikely to be surpassed again. Sorry, I butchered that, but these are numbered to 25. These look absolutely spectacular. Look at this booklet. Just sit there for a second and just take it in. That collage style image on the right hand side of the card with Bud in both the team colors just looks absolutely incredible. You know, you got to kind of feel for Hawks and Swans fans. These are going to be super hard to get, not just because there's only 25 of them, but these are the kinds of cards that people who are outside team collecting, who are even outside footy card collecting in general, these are the sorts of cards that serious sports memorabilia collectors go after. This is absolutely incredible. As we said earlier, we already know how little cards Lance Franklin has signed over his career, and this is just absolutely spectacular. I mean, what else do you say? It is a beautiful football card. It is a beautiful piece of sporting memorabilia. Yeah, you'd be very, very, very happy if you got yourself one of these. I got to be honest, straight out of the box, I believe that is at least a $5,000 card. That's just, look, it just is. It is a beautiful piece of sporting memorabilia, as I said, and just absolutely spectacular. So good luck to everyone. I hope you do get one of those. Now, if you thought that was a monster, get yourselves ready for this bad boy that we have got coming up in 3, 2, 1. Lockett and Franklin Goal Kicking Greats dual signature booklet. Get absolutely fucked select. This is crazy. 2 of the greatest full forwards of all time brought together on the one outstanding signature booklet card. An enviable addition to any collection is absolutely right. Again, these are numbered to only 25. Could you imagine pulling one of these bad boys? Again, probably the 2 greatest full forwards of all time signing on the same booklet card. This is the equivalent of a Michael Jordan, LeBron James immaculate dual sig. This is fucking incredible. That is a $5,000 to $6,000 card straight out of the box at absolute least. Heaven forbid the 01 or a jumper number card. My God. My God, Supremacy 2024 is the gift that keeps on giving. This is absolutely insane, guys. Like, I don't really know what else to say. I'm running out of, I'm almost so excited that it's hard to get even more excited because we have still got some bigger cards than this coming. Oh my God. So yeah, like these are incredible. Absolutely stunning. Tony Lockett, Buddy Franklin, look at these pictures there. Just love that they've included both players in both of their jerseys. So there's something there for all the fans. These are absolutely fantastic. All right, we have still got a few cards to come. So we're going to keep scrolling. All right, as we mentioned earlier, this almost feels a bit anticlimactic, doesn't it? Just moving on to a regular old Superstar Patch Sig booklet. But these are back. These always have been, and I think will remain still one of the crown jewels of the Supremacy series. Everyone loves these cards. These are the ones people want to get. I personally still don't have one. Look, that's just where I'm at. I never pulled one, never hit one in a break, and certainly didn't have the money to go out and buy one. So we've got the Superstar Patch Signature Booklet. The third series of the Superstar Patch Signature Booklets will not disappoint. Collect the signature and game-worn Guernsey patch booklet cards from some of today's superstar players. There are 18 cards, one from each team, numbered 225 each. This is crazy. This is crazy. And what we're going to do, look, we've all seen these. These are obviously the Connor Rosé ones that were, these are one of the ones we saw in the leaked photos. Some of the earliest leaked photos of Supremacy 2024 were of this card in particular. So what we're going to do, we've had a look at these. I think the main thing to do with these is just have a look at the 18 players they've gone with for each team. So we're going to quickly skip down to the checklist and have a look at these. Okay guys, so here we have it, the Superstar Patch Signature Booklet Checklist as followed, numbered to 25 only each. We've got Jordan Dawson for the Crows, Lockie Neal for the Lions, Sam Walsh for the Blues, that is huge. Nick Dacos for the Collingwood Magpies. Jeez, it'd be hard to be a Collingwood Master Set collector this year. That is going to be a massive card. We got Zach Merritt from Essendon, Andy Brayshaw for Freo, Jezza Cameron for the Cats, Lockie Whitfield for the Giants, which is a nice one, Matt Rowell, which I think is a really nice pick for Gold Coast there, Will Day for the Hawks. I know the Hawks fans will be stoked with that. Christian Petrarca, again, lucky he's staying with Melbourne now. We got LDU for North, Connor Rosé we've seen, Prestia for the Tigers, yeah, cool. I mean, maybe they're a little disappointed because he never plays actual games of football, but who knows. We got Jack Steele there for the Saints, Luke Parker for the Sydney Swans, Dom Sheed for the West Coast Eagles. I'm a little bit disappointed that it's Dom Sheed, but that's fine. Nothing against Dom. He won us a flag, but, you know, hasn't really been best 22 for like 2 years now. We got Bailey Smith for the Dogs, which is probably a little bit unlucky for Dogs fans, given they are not sure whether he's actually even going to be there next year, and it's looking more and more likely like that is not going to be the case. So that is the 18 players they've gone with the Superstar Patch Signature Booklets. Absolutely huge. All right, so that wraps us up for the Superstar Patch Booklet series, and I tell you what, if those were the Clydesdale horse cards of this set, then this last one is an albino blue whale. That's right, it is the largest, rarest thing I could think of, because this card is something that has never been done in AFL cards before. This is something that probably transcends footy cards, even more so than the rest of the big six in this set, into the real areas of proper AFL historic memorabilia. This is absolutely crazy. In 3, 2, 1... and we have got the longest serving captain's signature booklet. Now, this is crazy. Let's just read this out. Does this surpass the quad coaches or 1,000+ goal kickers signature booklet as the most sought after card from Select, or in footy cards in general, in my opinion? Only 25 of these jaw-dropping booklet cards exist, each personally signed by 9. That's right, 9 of the longest-serving superstar captains in AFL, VFL history, numbered to 25, 25 only. Let's scroll down and have a look at this. My word. Just take it in. Just breathe it in. This is absolutely incredible. Okay, so we have got Joel Selwood, 245 games, captain for the Geelong Cats. Stephen Kernahan, 226 games captain for the Blues. Nick Riewoldt, 221 games as captain for the Saints. Michael Voss, 210 games as captain for the Lions. Pendles, 206 games as captain of Collingwood. Matty Pavlich, 190 games as captain of the Fremantle Footy Club. Trent Cotchin, 188 games for the Tigers. John Nichols, 188 games for the Blues. And Wayne Carey, 184 games as captain from the North Melbourne Kangaroos. This is absolutely crazy. Now, as was mentioned in the Select video, I think we got to pay a bit of props to Select and to Grant Copley for the achievement of this card. Apparently, Grant Copley himself took these 25 cards around to get signed by all these players in order that they appear on the card from left to right. This was to avoid any smudging of the signatures, any damage to the signatures done when people are signing over other SIGs. So this is absolutely a huge, a huge achievement for footy cards, but the amount of care and effort that has gone into not only this card, but the entire Supremacy 2024 set in general is nothing short of extraordinary. So big shout outs to Select. This is absolutely incredible. Is this a $10,000 card off the bat? This is going to be interesting to see. And one thing I'm wondering about this card is if whether Select is going to put out a bounty for the 01 like they did with the 1000 Greats goal kicking SIGs. Now, if memory serves me correctly, the 01 of that card had a bounty of $50,000 on it, which to me is insane. I mean, if you pull one of these cards, this is life-changing stuff. I mean, I know in the terms of your Elon Musks and the Warren Buffetts of the world, 50K isn't a lot of money. But to everyday punters like you and me, if you pulled the 01 one of these and Select said, hey, you want to hand that over for 50K? Man, that is a huge chunk off my mortgage and a real nice holiday, let me tell you. So yeah, look, that is absolutely crazy. That is the holy grail card of Supremacy 2024. I really hope I pull one, that's for bloody sure. It's going to be interesting to see how many of these come out in breaks, how many of them come out in general sale boxes and things like that. Keeping in mind as well that Select, I think, are also keeping aside a few cases for, I don't know, maybe future promotions or maybe to go in the vault. Who knows what they're doing? But I think 5% of stock Select are holding, another 5% goes to Select hobby stores and breakers, and the remaining 90% goes to you, the public, and the punters. Guys, that is going to wrap us up. I think we're in for an absolute belter of a set, guys. This is going to be absolutely crazy. Okay, guys, so that is going to wrap us up for our full breakdown and review of the Select Supremacy 2024. Call me Big Kev because I am so bloody excited. This is going to be great. Now, before we log off from this video today, just to remind everyone, general sale, Sunday, September 15th at 5 p.m. Perth time. One box per person, $895 a box. If you're an SCC member, you can buy 2 boxes right now up until Wednesday, 3 p.m. September 11th. That is right, September 11th, 3 p.m. The SCC window will close. So if you're an SCC member, please make sure you remember to get your 2 boxes. Otherwise, you're going to be fighting it out with everyone else in the general sale. And hey, you might be doing that too, trying to get a 3rd box for yourself. I know I'm going to try that. I think the general sale is going to be rough, but I think we'll get through. And I think if you're organized and you're all there and you're logged into your Select account, your PayPal, your Shopify, your whatever it is that you use, your GPay, you should get a box. Selected, it's pretty good these days. It's been a long time since I've missed out on anything I've tried to get. So look, that's where we're at for these ones, guys. Again, really hope you guys have a good run getting your boxes. Make sure you're not asleep at the wheel for this one. This is going to be fantastic. Guys, if you're liking the content, you know the drill. Make sure you like the video. Get involved in the comments. Tell me what cards that you are looking forward to. What is your main Chase signature card or team card, or what's the one card that you want to get your hands on more than anything else? And don't just drop the 9 sig. We all want a 9 sig. Get creative with it. Guys, thanks for tuning in. That is going to do me for this one. We will see you again soon. Catch you in the next one.